Whoa, what is up guys, and welcome to a new video on the channel. And today we are playing... What was this game called? The Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe. Well, just the Stanley Parable. I'm not gonna call it the Ultra Deluxe, but yeah. I don't know how long this game is, but I'll try and make it into like a full game type video. Anyway guys, thank you guys for watching. Now, let's go. No. Please adjust the side bar of the computer. That's good. Please enter current time. Yeah, look at the time. 10. Okay. No, there's yeah, okay. Welcome guys to the Stanley Parable. Let's do this. Over the end is okay. Oh no. Oh no.
This is the story of a man named Stanley.
Here we go.
Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427.
Who's the other
Employee
ones?
number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year.
Pretty simple.
Although others might have considered it soul-rending, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job. And Stanley was happy.
I bet he wasn't happy, that's why
And
this
then
game was
one day,
made.
something very peculiar happened. Something that would forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow.
Oh.
No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi. Never in all his years at the company had this happened, this complete isolation. Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office.
Oh, what the hell? That's actually cool. Well... Any door opener?
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
What if I
No
don't
matter
go
how
there?
hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
Who knows? One of these doors have to be unlocked.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Oh, I feel like just the narrator's wrong and we have to go on the right.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
You find secrets. Wait.
truly a room worth admiring. It had really been worth the detour after all, just to spend a few moments here in this immaculate, beautifully constructed room. Stanley simply stood here, drinking it all in. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left. Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
Oh my god. Wait, I want to keep on doing what he doesn't say. What the... This looks so weird.
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not.
You
I
are.
realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about. Please, stop trying to make every decision by yourself. Now, I'm not asking for me, I'm asking for her. This is it,
Who's
Stanley.
her?
Your chance to redeem yourself, to put your work aside, to let her back into your life. She's been waiting. That's her, Stanley.
What the... Wait, what? Am I at my office? Wait, this looks different though.
Oh, Stanley, is that you? Hold on, sweetie. Sorry to keep you waiting. I'm just pulling the bread out of the oven. All right. Okay, there we go. All right, now, I want you to come in and tell me all about your day.
Gotcha. Oh, come on. Did you actually think you had a loving wife? Who'd
Wow,
want to
what a
commit their
bitch.
life to you? I'm trying to make a point here,
What?
Stanley. I'm trying to get you to see something. Come inside. Let me show you what's really going on here.
What if I don't go?
Sorry, but you're in my story now.
Oh my god. Let me out. Let me out. You can't leave?
This is a very sad story about the death of a man named Stanley.
Oh.
Stanley is quite a boring fellow. He has a job that demands nothing of him, and every button that he pushes is a reminder of the inconsequential nature of his existence. Look at him there, pushing buttons, doing exactly what he's told to do. Now he's pushing a button. Now he's eating lunch. Now he's going home. Now he's coming back to work. One might even feel sorry for him, except that he's chosen this life.
As if I don't press it there. I have no
But
choice.
in his mind, he can go on fantastic adventures. From behind his desk, Stanley dreamed of wild expeditions into the unknown, fantastic discoveries of new lands. It was wonderful. And each day that he returned to work was a reminder that none of it would ever happen to him. And so he began to fantasize about his own job. First, he imagined that one day while at work, he stepped up from his desk to realize that all of his co-workers, his boss, everyone in the building had suddenly vanished off the face of the earth. The thought excited him terribly. So he went further. He imagined that he came to two open doors and that he could go through either. At last, choice. It barely even mattered what lay behind each door. The mere thought that his decisions would mean something was almost too wonderful to behold. As he wandered through this fantasy world, he began to fill it with many possible paths and destinations. Down one path lay an enormous round room with monitors and mind controls. And down another was a yellow line that weaved in many directions. And down another was a game with a baby. And he called it the Stanley Parable. It was such a wonderful fantasy, and so in his head he relived it again, and then again, and again, over and over, wishing beyond hope that it would never end, that he might always feel this free. Surely there's an answer down some new path, mustn't there be? Perhaps if he played just one more time. But there is no answer. How could there possibly be? In reality, all he's doing is pushing the same buttons he always has. Nothing has changed. The longer he spends here, the more invested he gets, the more he forgets which life is the real one. And I'm trying to tell him this, that in this world he can never be anything but an observer, that as long as he remains here, he's slowly killing himself. But he won't listen to me. He won't stop. Here, watch this. Stanley, the next time the screen asks you to push a button, do not do it.
Oh, okay. Why you told me please press?
You see? Can he just not hear me? How can I tell him in a way that he'll understand that every second he remains here, he's electing to kill himself? How can I get him to see what I see? How can I make him look at himself? I suppose I can't, not in the way I want him to. But I don't make the rules. I simply play to my intended purpose, the same as Stanley. We're not so different, I suppose. I'll try once more to convey all this to him. I'm compelled to. I must. Perhaps, well, maybe this time he'll see. Maybe this time. And I tried again, and Stanley pushed a button. And I tried again, and Stanley pushed a button. And I tried.
What the hell happened? Wait, is it done? Wait, what?
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
Oh, it's like
Stanley
a power
decided
room.
to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
I'll go to the right door this time.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left. Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there. Stanley stepped into the broom closet, but there was nothing here, so he turned around and got back on track. There was nothing here. No choice to make, no path to follow, just an empty broom closet. No reason to still be here. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Oh, we'll do that next time, guys.
But Stanley just couldn't do it. He considered the possibility of facing his boss, admitting he had left his post during work hours. He might be fired for that. And in such a competitive economy, why had he taken that risk? All because he believed everyone had vanished. His boss would think he was crazy. And then something occurred to Stanley. Maybe, he thought to himself, maybe I am crazy. All of my co-workers blinking mysteriously out of existence in a single moment for no reason at all. None of it made any logical sense. And as Stanley pondered this, he began to make other strange observations. For example, why couldn't he see his feet when he looked down? Why did doors close automatically behind him wherever he went? And for that matter, these rooms were starting to look pretty familiar. Were they simply repeating? No, Stanley said to himself, this is all too strange. This can't be real. And at last, he came to the conclusion that had been on the tip of his tongue. He just hadn't found the words for it.
It's
"I'm
on a loop."
dreaming!" he yelled. "This is all a dream." Oh, what a relief Stanley felt to have finally found an answer, an explanation. His co-workers weren't actually gone. He wasn't going to lose his job. He wasn't crazy after all. And he thought to himself, I suppose I'll wake up soon. I'll have to go back to my boring real-life job pushing buttons. I may as well enjoy this while I'm still lucid. So, he imagined himself flying and began to gently float above the ground. Then he imagined himself soaring through space on a magical starfield, and it too appeared. It was so much fun, and Stanley marveled that he had still not woken up. How was he remaining so lucid? And then perhaps the strangest question of them all entered Stanley's head. One he was amazed he hadn't asked himself sooner. Why is there a voice in my head dictating everything that I'm doing and thinking? Now the voice was describing itself being considered by Stanley, who found it particularly strange.
Oh, no.
I'm dreaming about a voice describing me, thinking about how it's describing my thoughts, he thought. And while he thought it all very odd and wondered if this voice spoke to all people in their dreams, the truth was that, of course, this was not a dream. How could it be? Was Stanley simply deceiving himself, believing that if he's asleep, he doesn't have to take responsibility for himself? Stanley is as awake right now as he's ever been in his life. Now, hearing the voice speak these words was quite a shock to Stanley. After all, he knew for certain, beyond a doubt, that this was in fact a dream. Did the voice not see him float and make the magical stars just a moment ago? How else would the voice explain all that? This voice was a part of himself too. Surely, if he could just... He would prove it. He would prove that he was in control, that this was a dream. So he closed his eyes gently, and he invited himself to wake up. He felt the cool weight of the blanket on his skin, the press of the mattress on his back, the fresh air of a world outside this one. Let me wake up, he thought to himself. I'm through with this dream. I wish it to be over. Let me go back to my job. Let me continue pushing the buttons. Please, it's all I want. I want my apartment, and my wife, and my job. All I want is my life exactly the way it's always been. My life is normal. I am normal. Everything will be fine. I am okay.
Oh.
Stanley began screaming. Please, someone, wake me up. My name is Stanley. I have a boss. I have an office. I am real. Please, just someone tell me I am real. I must be real. I must be. Can anyone hear my voice? Who am I? Who am I? And everything went black.
Oh. Is he dead? Well, this time I'm definitely...
This is the story of a woman named Mariella.
What?
Mariella woke up on a day like any other. She arose, got dressed, gathered her belongings, and walked to her place of work. But on this particular day, her walk was interrupted by the body of a man who had stumbled through town talking and screaming to himself, and then collapsed dead on the sidewalk. And although she would soon turn to go call for an ambulance, for just a few brief moments, she considered the strange man. He was obviously crazy. This much she knew. Everyone knows what crazy people look like. And in that moment, she thought to herself how lucky she was to be normal. I am sane. I am in control of my mind. I know what is real and what isn't. It was comforting to think this, and in a certain way, seeing this man made her feel better. But then she remembered the meeting she had scheduled for that day. The very important people whose impressions of her would affect her career, and by extension, the rest of her life. She had no time for this, so it was only a moment that she stood there, staring down at the body. And then she turned and ran.
Holy crap, did I just finish the game? I guess that's another ending? Oh, I'm back, so I'm not technically finished with the game.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Okay, let's do this. This is a pretty fun
There was not a
game.
single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
I've got the feeling money's for stealing, but not yours, of course. Says that. Okay. Oh wait, what the hell? Let's do this. Don't copyright me. Don't copyright me, please. Why was he not talking? What the hell?
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this. What dark secret was being held from him? What he could not have known was that the keypad behind the boss's desk guarded the terrible truth that his boss had been keeping from him. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number, 2845. But of course, Stanley couldn't possibly have known this. Yet incredibly, by simply pushing random buttons on the keypad, Stanley happened to input the correct code by sheer luck. Amazing. He stepped into the newly opened passageway.
What the hell? What the?
Descending deeper into the building, Stanley realized he felt a bit peculiar. It was a stirring of emotion in his chest, as though he felt more free to think for himself, to question the nature of his job. Why did he feel this now, when for years it had never occurred to him? This question would not go unanswered for long. Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility. The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out? Now the monitors jumped to life, their true nature revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen, and Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing. This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly? No, he refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never! It was unthinkable, wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world? But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions. Happy, or sad, or content. Walking, eating, working. All of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he would dismantle the controls once and for all.
Shall I do it?
Blackness and a rising chill of uncertainty. Was it over? Yes! He had won! He had defeated the machine, unshackled himself from someone else's command. Freedom was mere moments away. And yet, even as the immense door slowly opened, Stanley reflected on how many puzzles still lay unsolved. Where had his co-workers gone? How had he been freed from the machine's grasp? What other mysteries did this strange building hold? But as sunlight streamed into the chamber, he realized none of this mattered to him. For it was not knowledge or even power that he had been seeking, but happiness. Perhaps his goal had not been to understand, but to let go. No longer would anyone tell him where to go, what to do, or how to feel. Whatever life he lives, it will be his. And that was all he needed to know. It was perhaps the only thing worth knowing. Stanley stepped through the open door. Stanley felt the cool breeze upon his skin, the feeling of liberation, the immense possibility of the new path before him. This was exactly the way, right now, that things were meant to happen. And Stanley was happy.
Oh, I actually beat the game. But then, what else could there be there? There has to be a secret room.
Gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. Stanley went around touching every little thing in the office, but it didn't make a single difference, nor did it advance the story in any way.
He'll eventually do it.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered that this was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. Wow, yes, this room. What a beautiful room. What a gorgeous, gorgeous room. Thank goodness Stanley had taken this detour on his, but eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
I never did that last time, no. What about I do that next time?
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
I'm sorry, but there's an open door there.
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you forgot. Really? I was in the middle of something. Do you have zero consideration for others? Are you that convinced that I want something bad to happen to you? Why, I don't know how to convince you of this, but I really do want to help you, to show you something beautiful. Look, let me prove it. Let me prove that I'm on your side. Give me a chance. Now listen carefully, this is important. Stanley walked through the red door. Aha, perhaps you misunderstood. Stanley walked through the red door. I still don't think we're communicating properly. Stanley walked through the red... All right, fine, go ahead, Stanley. You want to know so badly what's out there? You want to find out what lies at the end of this road you've chosen? Well, don't let me stop you. You see? There's nothing here. I haven't even finished building this section of the map because you were never supposed to be here in the first place. Broken rooms, exposed developer textures. Is this what you had wanted? Was it worth ruining the entire story I had written out specifically for you? Do you not think I put a lot of time into that? Because I did. And in the end, it was all for nothing. Because this is what you wanted to see. Now, Stanley, help elucidate these strange and unknowable desires of yours. What would have made this game better? What did you want to see? Vehicles? Skill trees? Work with me. You've given me absolutely nothing so far. Tell you what, let me take a stab in the dark at a new design and you can give me some feedback. There we go. A third option. This already feels leaps ahead of where we were before. Go ahead, Stanley. Take it for a spin.
I want the third option.
Okay, I'm going to stop you there. Now, tell me about your experience with this new version. Would you say that the game benefited from allowing you more choices? Feel free to be honest. I'm looking for some real critical feedback here. A 1? I mean, I can understand if you had reservations, you saw ways the game could be improved to more fully express itself mechanically and artistically, but a 1? That's not even helpful. What am I supposed to do with that? But I guess it isn't my place to judge. Here, based on the data from your previous playthrough, I've compiled a new version. And to be perfectly candid, I think I've knocked it out of the park with this one. Let's take a look.
Oh. My God.
Now, would you say that competitive leaderboard helped you feel motivated to keep walking through doors? Again, honest answers, please. Hey, I nearly forgot. I've got a prototype of a new game I've been working on, and now would be a lovely opportunity to give it some playtesting. You wouldn't mind taking a look at it, would you?
Yeah, sure.
Let me boot it up.
But what?
In this game, the baby crawls left towards danger. You click the button to move him back to the right, and if he reaches the fire, you fail. It's a very meaningful game, all about the desperation and tedium of endlessly confronting the demands of family life. I think the art world will really take notice. But of course, the message of the game only becomes clear once you've been playing it for about 4 hours. So why don't you give it 4 hours of play to make sure it's effective? Be sure to keep notes on your experience. You heartless bastard. Did you do it because you hate babies or purely to spite me? Because if it's the latter, well, I don't know what to do. I'm completely out of ideas. I can't think of a single thing that might improve the experience for me. I'm not even going to try. I'm out, I'm done. It's over. Thank you for playing. Your input was extremely valuable. Oh, hey, since my game was so awful, why don't we play someone else's game? Just to ease the pain. Let's see. What do we have here? Yes, this seems like it'll work. Let's give it a shot. Aha! Fascinating. What do you think this game is about, Stanley? What's our backstory? What is our motivation? Well, it seems obvious to me that you are meant to play as a creepy man spying on innocent civilians below you from up high in your creep tower, perhaps for some sort of twisted erotic purpose. Yes, that must be it. What a fascinating venture into the experience of total mental depravity. So far, I love everything about this game, Stanley. And it seems there's even more. Come, let's venture outward and see what else is out there. Oh, no. No, it can't be. It is. It's an open world game. Good God, quickly, block it off. Oh, thank goodness, Stanley. What a close call. You nearly wandered off into that thing, that big, open, just wandering around, no right or wrong directions, no path to follow. You can just go in any... Oh, thank heavens we avoided it. We're out of the woods now, Stanley. Okay, I'm going to get us out of here. Let's find another game. Preferably something with walls. Something with nice, big, insurmountable walls. Okay, I think this will be just the thing. Wonderful. See, this is exactly what I had in mind. Just a nice big box for you to run around in. There isn't any possibility that you could get lost here. Now this is game design. Stanley, if you manage to get lost in this game, I will be phenomenally impressed. Okay, so what exactly do we do here? Let's see. There are lots of cars here in the back, but obviously there's no racetrack. Okay, I'm seeing that there's a ball of some kind back here. Is this game sports ball? Stanley, I think it's sports ball. Oh, what fun. We shall run the bases and do a touchdown together? Yes, I think surely we must. Okay, Stanley, here's the ball. Have fun. Are you doing it? Are you winning? Is this fun? Is it better than my miserable little story that I worked so hard on? Stanley, I have a thought, and I realize I'm not a sportsologist, but if one ball... Hold on, what are you doing?
Stanley, don't do that. I can't follow you there. I can't help you.
I wonder what he found. If what he wanted was to be the leading man in his own story, well, perhaps he's gotten it, down in wherever he is right now. I wonder if he's happy with his choice, and if he's learned the heavy cost that comes with it. He'll understand soon what I was trying to tell him. He needs me. Someone who will wrap everything up at the end, to make sense out of the chaos and the fear and the confusion. That's who I am. That is what I mean to this world. Oh, yes. Yes, I'll be back. There's no other way. Once this ends, after it all comes to a close, then I'll be back. The end will be here soon. Very soon. I can wait. All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
What a random piece of game, guys. Well, I don't know what to do this time. Wait, what? The doors are not closing. Man, just all the doors are available. Why are not all the doors closing this time? So I just went all the way. Who knows? For some reason it's not closed, which is weird. But yeah. Anyway, I'm going to try and open all the doors and see if there's one secret door.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors,
Yes.
he entered the door on his left. Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office. Hoping he might find coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office. Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. What could it mean? Stanley was in such a rush to get through the story as quickly as possible, he didn't even have a single minute to just let the narrator talk. That kind of anxiety isn't healthy. so he relaxed for a few moments with some calming New Age music. Feeling soothed and rejuvenated, Stanley calmly walked forward into the opened passageway.
Problem is this door open?
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind
Escape.
Control Facility.
Oh, I found a new
Although
area.
this passageway had the word escape written on it, the truth was that at the end of this hall, Stanley would meet his violent death.
Cool. You're just saying
The
that because
door
it
behind
actually
him was
is.
not shut. Stanley still had every opportunity to turn around and get back on track. At this point, Stanley was making a conscious, concerted effort to walk forward and willingly confront his death.
I'm not dead.
As the machine whirred into motion and Stanley was inched closer and closer to his demise, he reflected that his life had been of no consequence whatsoever. Stanley can't see the bigger picture. He doesn't know the real story, trapped forever in his narrow vision of what this world is. Perhaps his death was of no great loss, like plucking the eyeballs from a blind man. And so he resigned and willingly accepted this violent end to his brief and shallow life. Farewell, Stanley.
Oh.
"Farewell, Stanley," cried the narrator, as Stanley was led helplessly into the enormous metal jaws. In a single visceral instant, Stanley was obliterated as the machine crushed every bone in his body, killing him instantly.
I'm not dead. The
And
Stanley.
yet it would be just a few minutes before Stanley would restart the game, back in his office, as alive as ever. What exactly did the narrator think he was going to accomplish?
What the hell?
When every path you can walk has been created for you long in advance, death becomes
I
meaningless,
actually finished the
making
whole game.
life the same. Do you see now?
101.
Do you see that Stanley was already dead from the moment he hit start?
Wait, does it open it? Oh, this is the ending of the game. Wait, do I actually get the ending? No way. Having a nice little look.
You'll probably spend the next... Here, I'm just going to make this easy on you.
So it is over. Did I just finish the whole goddamn game in literally under... Oh no, it's almost been an hour. I was gonna walk around and have a look at some stuff, guys. Freedom ending. Freedom ending. Countdown room. What the hell? Take.
Oh, look at these two. How they wish to destroy one another. How they wish to control one another. How they both wish to be free.
We'll wait. We'll have a little more look around, guys, and then we'll turn that switch off. Because I know that's probably going to restart us, and I'd rather have a look at the area, see if there's any more secrets. Because this game is a bunch of secrets, in my opinion. How many more endings should I get? By the looks like I did get a couple of them. It's my office. Just afraid my office is okay. So I was already dead. Narrator email. Okay. Well, it's a good narrator at least. Warzone. What? Okay. This game was definitely something. All I hear is just a click. Well, the only part that actually had real good talking was that narrator room and that button thing. You know what I'm doing, guys? It's in here, right? Yep. I bet if I turn it off, it's just gonna restart. And I'll hopefully be able to find one more ending. Hopefully. The problem is, once if I went back on myself on that crazy bit.
Can
What's
you
happening?
see? Can you see how much they need one another? No, perhaps not. Sometimes these things cannot be seen. But listen to me.
Wait,
You
what?
can still save these two. You can stop the program before they both fail. Turn off your PlayStation. There's no other way to beat this game. As long as you move forward, you'll be walking someone else's path. Stop now and it'll be your only true choice. Whatever you do, choose it. Don't let time choose for you. Don't let time...
Oh, that's an end right there. So just turning it off made that happen? The end is never... Oh, the end is never... Wait, what the hell? It changed.
Someone was following Stanley. He was sure of it. If he checked over his shoulder now, he would surely catch them. It was only a matter of time.
Wait, what? No, these doors have to be unlocked. One of them. Like, look, there's a door there. There's no way that you can't do anything. New content?
Oh, new content? What does that mean, new content?
Well, we're doing it. Oh wait, there's a door there. What's happening? Confusing me, this game.
Hello, and thank you for playing the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe. As you may know, the Stanley Parable was a video game released in 2013 on home computers. After receiving critical and commercial success, it was expanded upon in 2022 with the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, a reimagining of the game for consoles and home computers.
Just an
The
advertisement.
Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe features exciting new content that broadens and expands the world of the Stanley Parable, delighting audiences the world over. Please, step inside and see what thrilling new adventures await in the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe.
Oh, well, this sounds delightful. I'm very excited to see the thrilling new Ultra Deluxe content. Okay, so far it's an elevator. Nothing special yet, but I'm sure it's just the beginning of a mesmerizing adventure.
It's just...
Is it broken? What's going on here? Should we be moving somewhere or... Oh, there we go. All right, finally, at long last, it's on to the new content.
Okay. What should this be, the same room?
I have to say, initial impressions of Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, mostly tedious. It's as if Oh, okay. Let's see the content. Give me the content, Stanley.
Okay. Why was I just go back in? No? Okay. So...
Alright, let's see, it's the jump circle?
Jumps remaining. Okay, I better do it. Oh, you literally only can jump in this circle. That's great new content. You can jump in the game before, I bet. Oh, it's over.
Is that it? Surely that's not all the new content. There has to be something else, right?
It just goes...
Another elevator. Stanley, I have to say, initial impressions of this game are not positive. It's just elevators and jumping. Is this what passes for exciting new content? If this is new content, then I could just read you the whole dictionary. There's 20 hours of new content right there. Hell, I could count to 30 trillion. You could put that on the box. The Stanley Parable UltraDeluxe, now with over 1,000 hours of new content. And if... Oh, wait. There's more. Very good. Yes. I knew there had to be something else. Let's see it. I'm ready
Looks
for
like the
whatever it
office.
is.
Thank you for
That's
joining.
it? No, you've got to be kidding me. You see, Stanley? This is what happens when greedy video game developers with no respect for their fan base rush a cheap expansion to market for no reason other than to make an easy dollar. And don't get me started on the level of craftsmanship that's gone into it. In fact, I'm looking right now at the game's trophies, and it's hard to believe one of them actually says, "Test trophy, please ignore." What quality assurance department signed off on this? I'm infuriated and I'm offended, and I intend to find these people on Twitter and hold them personally accountable.
It's not called Twitter anymore.
It's my fault, Stanley. I built up too much anticipation around the new content, I'm afraid. It could
Yep.
never have lived up to such expectations. If you're still with me, why don't we just reset the game, and we'll try to get back to what the Stanley Parable is really about.
I want to
No
play the
frills,
jumps.
no gimmicks. Just you and me having a great time together like always. What do you say, friend?
Is that it? Please be like the pages on the floor again. What the? It's different again.
Psst. Stanley, come over here. In the vent. I want to show you something.
So if we just completely ignore them. I want to have a look over here first, though. Oh.
You don't want to see the cool surprise I made for you? Well, fine. You're a dork anyway, so who cares? No, never mind. You're not a dork.
Okay, let's have a look. Really? What's so... It's gonna be literally resetting every bit of progress, isn't it?
Okay, you remember how cheap and unsatisfying the new UltraDeluxe content turned out to be? Well, it got me thinking about the past, and how much better the Stanley Parable used to be. So
What the
I
hell?
made something special and tucked it away here where the game's developers won't find it. Just our little secret. Take a look.
What
I
the
call
hell?
it the Memory Zone. It's where I've been storing all my favorite memories so I can relive the peak experiences of my life whenever I want. Experiences like the launch of the Stanley Parable on PC. You see, Stanley, doesn't the Memory Zone remind you of how wonderful Stanley Parable was before it was sullied with a cheap PlayStation port? Remember back in October of 2013 when the game originally launched? Back then, video games had integrity. Back then, and over here is where I keep reviews of the Stanley Parable. Like this stunning triumph of games journalism, 10 out of 10 from Destructoid.com. James Stephanie Sterling writes, and I quote, "Where so many games that aspire to be more than games end up less than any form of art, Stanley Parable strives and then succeeds
What
to
is
be
this
every
game?
ever created." Did you hear that, Stanley? every game ever created. That's how grand and all-encompassing the original Stanley
Getting
Parable
tired just
was.
reading a
It
stupid
was literally
narrator.
every game ever created. It was Skyrim, it was Persona 3, it was all of them, and now it's nothing. It's no games at all. It isn't even the Stanley Parable anymore. It's just a husk now. A lifeless husk with an hour of new elevator content.
Oh, more. Great. So, where's this go? Who knows? Well, this is new content, probably. So, what do I do now?
Here's another moving passage, this time
Oh
from
my god.
GameSpot.com. The Stanley Parable
I don't
is both
care.
a richly stimulating commentary on the nature of choice in games,
Can I just
and one
leave?
that offers some of the most enjoyable, surprising, and rewarding choices I've
Don't
ever
get
been
anything
confronted
from
with in a
this.
game. 9 out of 10. Don't you get it, Stanley? The game was perfect. It didn't need anything else. It didn't need new content. All
You
they
can
had to do
jump.
was transport it in pristine condition along to the PlayStation, boom, done. And they couldn't even do that. Couldn't resist the urge to go meddling with a beloved franchise.
What the hell? I can't. The Serious Room 2013. I'm so confused. How am I meant to get here? Why, I can crouch? Wait, let's see the crouch again. What the...
These were simpler times, Stanley.
What the hell?
But I wouldn't give to go back, to have it all over again. Wait, hang on. I don't recall this part of the memory zone before. What's this? What's down here? Oh no, oh God, no, Stanley. It's a collection of reviews from Pressurized Gas, the extremely popular online storefront for computer games. I haven't looked at these in years. I can't even imagine what's been collecting down here. Surely these reviews were glowing as well, weren't they?
Huh. Oh no.
Honestly, I could not be bothered to play this game to full completion. The narrator is obnoxious and unfunny, with his humor and dialogue proving to be more irritating than entertaining. Unfunny! I'm not trying to be funny. I'm trying to make a serious work of art. I suppose I could write up a handful of gags to insert into the Stanley Parable, but the game is already such a densely layered web of profound philosophical insights that I can't even
Where
imagine
the
where I'd have
hell
the
even
room to
are
stick
we?
them. Okay, let's see what this one says. While the idea for the game is good, for someone who prefers non-linear games, this preachiness gets annoying fast. Preachy? Stanley, I'm not preachy, am I? You can tell me if I'm preachy. Honestly, you can. Oh, goodness. This is actually quite shocking for me. Well, to be honest, I had always thought of the game's dialogue as being rather terse to begin with. You can't know how much fluff I cut from the game to get it to feel as light and airy as it... Well, I always thought it did. But maybe it wasn't. Oh dear. What an awful memory to have to hold on to. These black marks on my otherwise unimpeachable track record. I feel like a failure. Like I let these people down. Perhaps the Stanley Parable isn't quite as sterling as I always remembered. What's this one got to say? You constantly have to stop doing anything so the narrator can catch up with his long-winded explanations of what's happening. I wish there was a skip button. A skip button? Well, yes. Yes, I think we can do that. If I'm truly too preachy, then maybe letting you skip ahead for just a moment, surely it couldn't hurt. Not if it means we can strike these negative reviews from the record. Only positive reviews of the Stanley Parable. That's my motto today, and it's always been my motto. I'd do anything for the customer, Stanley. Yes, a skip button we shall have. And here it is. Go ahead. Oh, you're back, you see. You were only frozen in time for a few minutes, but it was plenty of time for me to deliver a long, rambling monologue full of unnecessary... Well, there, sport. You really did catch me rambling on a bit, didn't you? But that's the power of the button. The minute I start to go off on a thoughtless display of self-absorption... Okay, welcome back, Stanley. Now, I should say that the amount of time the button has been skipping through is becoming longer and longer. That last one was, well, I want to say maybe 30, 45 minutes. Stanley, please don't push the button again. It's been 12 hours.
It's been 12 hours.
You've just been frozen there. I don't know why the skips are getting longer, but they're... Oh, Stanley, you're back. You're back. Oh, my goodness. I have someone to talk to again. Stanley, I think it's been a week. Or 2 weeks.
It's been like 30 years.
Hello, it's you. You're here again. Welcome. I have had time to think about you and about us and about every...
He's just giving up. He's gone. He just skip again. Oh, my ears.
But they didn't understand the game was never meant to be funny. It was meant to have a
It's so
point. It
funny,
was meant
bro.
to speak to the human condition. But where are the jokes? Where are the jokes? They bemoaned, they screamed, they gnashed their teeth and said, entertain us.
He's just gone. It's been so long that he just gave up. Not kidding.
The end is never the end, is never the end, is never the end.
Is he been saying this the whole time?
The end is never the end, is never the end, is never
Oh my god, you're so annoying, bro. I feel bad. Wait, why? Is the room changing? It's been like, oh, what the it is too. It's been so long. I think he just broke out. Can't wait to see what happens now. Oh. Oh, we're not hearing him anymore. That's weird. Just turn. Wow, that's crazy. Forestation. We've been gone for that many years that just now there's forest in the building. Like 2 million years later. Oh, everything's just dead. Makes sense. That does not sound normal. Okay, can we leave? That would be nice. What the hell? Don't. Oh, hell no. We're okay, right, guys? Huh? What? Can we at least turn it back on? Like... Okay, we literally have no choice. What the fuck? This is the most confusing game I think I've ever played. Now we're on a desert. What? Oh guys, this started in an office building like almost an hour ago. Okay, are we done? Huh?
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
I'm confused
decided
now.
to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Imagine, because every time it's been like different somehow. Like there's paper on the ground. And there used to be doors that always closed behind me, not 2 doors that stay open. I feel like this is the time. Not, of Of course
Stanley
not.
went around touching every little thing in the office, but it
Man,
didn't
shut
make a
up,
single
bro.
difference, nor did it advance the story in any way.
New content.
Oh, good. You noticed my sign. Yes, I have something very exciting to show you.
Oh, here we go. This is awesome. Can't wait to see the new content. It's basically the same thing. Oh. Can I leave, please? Okay. Let's go.
You see, Stanley, I've been reflecting on
Wait, I
the
went down,
Stanley
right?
Parable and about how roundly disappointing this ultra-deluxe version has turned out to be. The original Stanley Parable was a landmark, and any new content for it should live up to that legacy. So forget this ultra-deluxe nonsense. I say we take it one step even further.
Mega.
Which is why I'm very proud to announce for the first time ever, the Stanley Parable
Wait, what?
2.
Really? Wait, what?
Yes, you see, isn't this far superior to a measly port with a few minor additions? Think of all the new territory we'll cover with a fully fledged
Wait, there's a
sequel.
second
An entirely
game?
new experience, built from the ground up. Why, there are so many possibilities. It could go in so many different directions. This is what fans have truly been asking
You
for.
probably. Wait, so there's a second one? I'm doing this, just saying.
Calling it the Stanley Parable 2 is just so much catchier than Ultra Deluxe, don't you think?
Oh, it's so
Ultra-Deluxe? What does it even mean? But the Stanley Parable 2
Means
now
graphical.
That's an artistic statement right there. It's future-oriented. It screams progress and innovation and long-term franchising potential.
Imagine this is actually the second game. I'm searching it up after this video, guys.
Now, to be clear, I haven't quite nailed down what exactly the Stanley Parable 2 is going to be. But
course.
let's take a look at some of the features I've been developing for it. I figure that if I can loosely organize a handful of interesting concepts, that surely the game will sort of naturally spring up around them. It'll all work itself out. Game development is much more of a fuzzy magic than anything scientific or logical, really.
What the?
Here we are. Go on. Try out some of the new features.
Wait, what? Wait, we actually playing the second game in the game? What? No screenshots. Please, no screenshots.
Okay, I'll be honest, I haven't yet decided on this one. I think that in the new version, the office could use a bit of decoration, like balloons. But I'm undecided on Get Well Someday and Happy 12th Birthday. Which would you go with?
Get well someday.
You know, sometimes when you solicit another person's opinion, it makes you realize that you knew which one you actually really wanted all along. Happy 12th birthday, step-niece, it is. Or actually, maybe I should have gone with... No, I've made my decision, we're moving on.
Some point over here.
Stanley, here's an idea that I'm truly fond of. It's never been done before in a video game. This is in fact a hole that you can fall down forever. That's right, infinite falling. You can fall until the end of time if you like. A stunning leap forward for video games as a medium. You see, isn't it wonderful? One of my more ingenious concoctions, if I do say so. Now then, since you've gotten to see the infinite hole, you can press the teleport button to pop back up to the top, and we can continue onward. Now, I don't mean to be a bummer, but I do recommend you use the teleport button to go
We're
back
not
the
going to,
top.
guys.
Maybe do it on the sooner rather than later spectrum of things. Okay, Stanley, I don't know quite how to say this tactfully, but it's possible that I slightly exaggerated the infinite nature of the hole. Is it a very, very deep hole? To be certain it is. It's an extremely deep hole. I don't want anyone to say that it isn't an astonishingly deep hole. It is. Is it infinite? Well, that sort of depends on your definition of infinity. From one perspective, the infinite is merely philosophical in nature. It's more of a... Okay, well, good for you. You found the bottom of the hole. You found me out, Stanley. I'm a liar and a cheat, and you're so clever. Look, I think the issue here is just that you're unusually fascinated by falling. What normal person actually wants to fall infinitely? I figured the hole was as deep as anyone would actually need. Don't you put this on me. Maybe you're the problem. Look, things got a little heated there. I think we both said some things we didn't mean. Why don't we just put all this behind us and agree to just call the hole mostly infinite? If that works for you, then go ahead and press the teleport button to warp up to the top of the hole and we can move on. I'll just be up here when you're ready.
We're not going to again. Let's just wait for him to be pissed. I'm waiting. Do we actually have to go all the way back? Please don't tell me. I'll sit here for 15 minutes if I have to. Not kidding. Great content. This is the content you always have to see on my channel. Fuck's sake, I'm just gonna do it.
Now, I'm very excited to show you even more of my ideas. Oh, for heaven. You see, I was right. The problem is you. The problem is that you like holes too much. Normal
Oh, that was such a good idea.
Yet that's an infinite hole right there. Goes on forever till the end of time. Don't need to see it all, but not you. Oh, no, 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 no. You have a weird sort of... Oh. Did the hole seem even shorter to you this time? I couldn't help but feel like you spent a little less time in there than you did before. I mean, admittedly, I didn't make an infinite hole. I didn't think it was that not infinite. Well, I suppose once again there's nothing to do here. If you decide you've had enough of the hole, you can hit the teleport button and come join me up above.
Oh, yeah.
Had enough? I'm positively thrilled. Gosh, how could I have guessed? You're back in the hole. If
Wait,
this
it's already
starts to
over?
become a thing where... Wow. Okay. Yes. I'm starting to become extremely certain that the hole is not only not infinite, but that it's growing steadily less and less infinite. I suspect that I'm starting to hit the point where it's no longer feasible to call the hole infinitely deep, even by the lax overall standards for accountability and marketing. What's going on here? Stanley, I have no explanation for the uncertain nature of the hole's length. Here, let's try something. Let's pop back up to the top, and we'll see if it gets any shorter.
I'm not gonna listen.
Well, there it is. The shame of my lie has come to haunt me. Not only is the hole not infinite, but it's barely even a hole at this point. How is this still appealing to you? I know you're obsessed with holes, but at this depth, I just can't see this scratching the itch. Oh, who am I to judge? You just do whatever it is you're here to do and hit the teleport button when you're ready to move on.
Oh, it's not letting me.
Is the, teleport button not working? You sure? Well, I mean, I really don't have an explanation. Still nothing? Well, I suppose there is one thing I can do to fix this. I'm out. Goodbye, Stanley. You couldn't bear to be away from the hole, and now you'll get more time with it than you could ever have asked for. It's a win for everyone. You get to be with the hole, I get to do literally anything else. Take care, Stanley. I hope you and the hole have a wonderful rest of eternity.
What's happening? Wow, so we left him, so he's leaving me. It's gonna drop, isn't it? It's that goddamn noise. Oh, it is happening. It's a secret one. What the hell? This is perfect. Perfect angle.
Stanley? Stanley! Oh good, you're awake. It seems you had sort of dozed off there, drifting away into dreamland. But we can't have that, Stanley, because this hole is just so darn fascinating that I want you to be wide awake for every second of it. You don't want to miss a single moment. So how about if I just pop in from time to time and wake you up to keep you really, truly focused on the hole? From the looks of things, you and I will have many, many years here in this hole, and I'm looking forward to all of them. Stay alert, Stanley. I'll be back. Toodlepip.
What's happening again? I was about to say, holy crap. I was done after that one. So we're just back here. Oh, yeah.
Here we are. Go on. Try out some of the new features.
Wait, what? I want to know.
For the Stanley Parable 2, I asked myself, what do players really want? And of course, the first and most obvious answer is that they want to be individually recognized and validated as people. So with that in mind, my first addition to the game is this button which speaks the name of the person playing the game. Isn't that what? Sorry, I should have clarified. Right now, the button only says the name Jim. But of course, in the final game, this button will say your name, whatever name that is. Here, let's have you role-play as Jim to really simulate the full experience of this feature. Just play along. I promise you'll love it.
Yeah.
Okay, here we go. Let's take a deep breath, clear your mind, forget whoever you are, and simply become a person named Jim.
My name's
I
Jim.
want Jim. Whoa, hold on. I wasn't finished setting up the backstory. If you don't properly roleplay as Jim, then you'll never understand the impact of this button. Otherwise, it's just a stupid button that says somebody else's name. Okay, we're doing it again, and this time let me finish first. Now, allow yourself to become Jim. Imagine yourself driving to work as Jim. All right, fine, whatever. It's just a meaningless button that says Jim. Are you happy now? Get out of here. I'm done with this button. Why don't you go humiliate me in front of a different feature that I worked very hard on? Maybe I'll only let people named Jim play the Stanley. An epilogue would be fun, wouldn't it, Stanley? Yes, yes, it would go at the end of the, well, we'll figure that out later.
Free trophy. Free, new and easy trophy. Can't believe it's that simple. Okay, let's go then. Literally.
Now, here's something special. You remember that broken test trophy that got left in the game on accident? Well, I'm developing a technology to simply give you the trophy. Yes. You see, you'll come to this leap. Okay, perhaps I should have clarified. This is technology that will exist. Right now, the trophy is still fully broken. I'm not a wizard, Stanley, but I guarantee it will be fixed in the sequel to at last satisfy the hordes of ravenous fans all over the world who have been uproariously demanding this feature. Gamers, we hear you, and I promise it will happen.
So I just wasted my time. Just really hoping on that free trophy.
What else? What other exhibits haven't we seen yet? Ah, collectibles. Now it's a real video game. In the Stanley Parable 2, you'll run around gathering up these miniature Stanley figurines. And what's truly innovative is that there will be no reward for collecting all of them. I don't want to stifle the intrinsic joy of watching a number go up. You simply collect all of them, and then you move the hell on with your unremarkable life. God, it really is the worst when you collect everything in a video game and then they give you a big fancy reward for it. Absolutely tragic. Oh goodness, Stanley, this is fairly awkward. I hate to do this, but before you leave, you really should go to the bucket exhibit. You see, there's a surprise I was going to spring on you later, and it involves the bucket. And I really do hate to break the illusion, but it's important that you go see the bucket, okay? All right, I'll get out of your hair now. No? You're just going to ignore my advice? Fine. No fun new content for you, then. You're the one who spent... So, Stanley, what do you think? Do you like all of the new features? Yes, I know it's not exactly clear yet how exactly these features will come together as one single coherent video game, but I can feel it in my soul. It's going to work. There's definitely a good game in there somewhere. Say, let's do an experiment. I'll arrange these new features together, and we'll see whether or not it coheres into a meaningful gameplay experience. Okay, are you ready? Here it is. I give you the Stanley Parable 2. Well, I mean, there's potential here, right? It's sort of... Okay, never mind. Hold on, let me do a different arrangement. Okay, yes, this is much better. I feel good about this. Here we go, version 2. Who am I kidding, Stanley? This isn't a coherent video game at all. It's a lot of gags. And I do very much enjoy creating gags, but they don't add up to anything. I wanted more than anything to create a sequel that would capture all the magic of the first game. I wanted fans to love it. No matter how good these gags are, they won't stand on their own. They would need the structure and the gameplay of the original. Wait, maybe that's it. I can take the original Stanley Parable and simply, well, insert a few of my new features into it. Tastefully, of course. With respect. With care for the vision and integrity of the original game. Would it possibly work? I suppose it could. But it would need a really tremendous title screen. A title screen that says with bold and uncompromising conviction, "This is the Stanley Parable 2. Let me see if I can whip something up. All right, perfect. Go ahead. Take a look.
Guys, there is literally a second game?
This is the story of a man named Stanley.
What?
Stanley worked for a company in a big building
It
where he
literally
was
looks the
employee number
same, bro.
427. Employee
Don't
number 427's
understand.
job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427.
It looks
and
a little
pushed
bit
buttons
different
on
with the
a keyboard.
balloons, but like,
Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk.
What the
telling
hell?
him what buttons to push.
why
how
is there a
long to
second
push
game in the
them,
first game?
and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year. And although others might have considered it
How are you
soul-making,
going to? I just want to
Stanley
finish this
relished every
game.
moment that the orders
Is this a 5-hour game? I'm
Though he had
searching
been
how
made
long this
exactly
game is in the
for his
second.
job. And Stanley was happy.
I'm not happy. Is it
And then
literally...
one day, something very peculiar happened. Something that would forever change Stanley.
Don't
Something he
actually-
would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order
It's
had
the
arrived on the
same
monitor for him
thing,
to
bro.
follow. No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi. Never in all his years at the company had this happened. This complete isolation. Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office.
Oh my god. I'm so confused
All
of
of his
how...
co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
It's basically the same game. That's so cool.
Stanley went around touching every little thing in the office, but it didn't
You
make a
never
single
know, there
difference,
could be a
nor
secret,
did it
mate.
advance the story in any way.
The new content doesn't seem that new.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
I'll do this. There's no narrator.
Yet there was not a single person
What
here
the fuck
either.
am I meant to do,
Feeling a
dude?
wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office. Oh no, no, not again. I won't be part of this. I'm not going to encourage you. I'm not going to say anything at all. I'm just going to be patient and wait for you to finish whatever it is you enjoy doing so much in this room. Please take your time. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Yeah, but what if I don't though again? Wait,
We
what?
found one of them. One of the miniature Stanley figurines. Remember, no reward for collecting all of these, only the intrinsic pleasure of a job well done. You can't buy that sort of happiness, Stanley. God knows I've tried. So, I implore you to savor each and every moment you come across one of these beautiful figurines.
Is this game not finished?
But Stanley just couldn't do it. he considered the possibility of facing his boss, admitting he...
Begin the game again. There's no point. Wait, so it's actually a sequel?
All of his co-workers were... Wait, no. This isn't the right office, is it? Is this Stanley's office?
Oh god, I'm not going back there. I'm confused.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, this was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
Let's have a look. Wait, does that door? Who knows? This is such a confusing game, I don't understand.
The lounge was sublime, a work of art. What was it about this room that, but eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left?
Did I even go through here last time? No, I don't think I actually ever did. I've never went through this way.
And so he detoured through the maintenance section, walked straight ahead to the opposite door, and got back on track.
Nah. Wait, it's actually showing me going down. What's gonna happen?
But Stanley didn't want to go back to the office. He wanted to wander about and get even further off track. So now in order to get back, he needed to go, from here, it's, left. Oh, no, it's to the right, my mistake. No, not the right. Why would I have ever said it was to the right? What was I thinking? It's clearly... Oh dear, would you hold on for a minute, please? Now, let's see, we went down right, left, down, left, right. Yep, okay, yes. I've got it now. This story is absolutely, definitely this way. No. This isn't right at all. You're not supposed to be here yet. This is all a spoiler.
I already know what
Stanley,
it is.
close your eyes. Okay. We just have to get back to, oh, who am I kidding? It's all rubbish now. The whole story completely unusable. How about, rather than waste my time trying to salvage this nonsense, we'll just restart the game from the beginning. And this time, suppose we don't wander so far off track, Okay, from the top.
Oh, really? Okay.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Yeah, maybe.
When Stanley... Wait,
what the hell?
What? No, I
Changed.
restarted. I swear, I definitely restarted the game over, completely fresh. Everything should be...
It's a sequel.
Change. Stanley, did you change anything when we were back in that room with all the monitors? Did you move the story somewhere, or... Hold on. Why am I asking you? I'm the one who wrote the story. It was right here just a minute ago. I know for sure that it's here somewhere. Okay, then. It's an adventure. Come, Stanley. Let's find the story.
Well, that looks like The Office. That just looks like the regular story. That looks like the same thing as over here, right? Let's have a look. Let's find the story, shall we? Exploring more of The Office. Am I going back on myself?
I'll say it. This is the worst adventure I've ever been on. I can promise you there definitely was a story here before.
Wait,
Do we need to restart the game again? Well, I find it unlikely that we'll ever progress by starting over and over again, but it's got to be better than this. Okay, let's give it a shot. Why not?
Damn it.
all of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
It doesn't let me. But the new content's gone.
Okay,
There's
it's
nothing.
worse. I might be remembering this wrong. It's possible the story is back where we just came from. Why don't we go back the other direction and see if we missed anything?
Okay then. I didn't think we could go back there. Yeah. There's no way. I literally have to go all the way back.
Aha! I knew we'd missed something. The story. Here it comes. No, wait, never mind. Not the story. Okay, let's head back the other way and retrace our steps. Now this... Well, I'll be honest, I don't recognize this place at all. Is this the story? I don't think so. I can't quite recall, but I believe my story took place in an office building. Is that correct? Do you remember, Stanley? Well, do you know what? Since I've completely forgotten what we were supposed to be doing, how about this? You win! Congratulations! I know you put in a lot of hard work, and it really paid off, so good job. Oh, no. No, I don't feel right about this at all. We both know you didn't put in any actual work for that win. Some people win fair and square, and this was not one of those situations. Okay, I'm getting weirded out by whatever this place is. I don't care what might happen this time. I have to restart. All right, I've got a solution. This time, to make sure we don't get lost, I've employed the help of the Stanley Parable Adventure Line. Just follow the line. How simple is that?
Wait, what? You couldn't go here before.
You see, the line knows where the story is. It's over in this direction. Onward, Stanley, to destiny. Though, here's a thought. Wouldn't wherever we end up be our destination, even if there's no story there? Or to put it another way, is the story of no destination still a story? Simply by the act of moving forward, are we implying a journey such that a destination is inevitably conjured into being via the very manifestation of the nature of life itself? Whoa. Hang on. That got a bit weird back there. Well, I'd like to apologize. Not sure where I was going with all that. You know what? I think what we need right now is a bit of music to lighten the mood. Cut the music, go back and look at that fern. Wait, what? We're back at the office? No. Line, you do know we're looking for the Stanley Parable, right? The story? Is any of this ringing a bell? Oh, no, not again, Line. How could you have done this to us? And after we trusted you, after everything we've been through, you... Oh, I can't take this anymore. To hell with it. Restart.
What the? As if I just didn't follow the line now.
You know what, Stanley? I say forget the adventure line. What's it ever done for us? We're intelligent people, right? Why can't we make up our own story?
Oh, we're gonna make up
Something
our own?
exciting, daring, mysterious. Ooh, this all sounds perfectly doable. Why don't we simply start wandering in, well, I don't know. How about this direction?
Sure.
Now, yes, this is exciting.
A blank
Just
room.
me and Stanley forging a new path, a new story. Well, it could be anything. What do you want our story to be? Go wild. Use your imagination. Whatever it might be, Stanley, I'm ready for it. Oh, no, not you again. Stanley, I'd also like to veto the line from having any role in our awesome new story. No lines or monitor rooms. Just don't acknowledge it, and we should be fine. Ah, a choice. We get to make a decision. From here, the story is in our control. How important we mustn't squander the opportunity. In fact, I believe I need a minute to think here. Just walk in circles for a minute. Okay, so I know that each door has to lead somewhere, which means that somewhere, the place where we're trying to go, there must be a reverse door that leads here. And that in turn means that our destination corresponds with the counter-inverted reverse door's origin. So starting from the right, let us ask, will taking the right door lead us to where we're going? And since the answer is clearly yes, then by all accounts, the door on the right is the correct one. Another victory for logic. Come, Stanley, our destiny awaits. Oh, hold up, what's this? The confusion ending. You're telling me that's what this is? It's all one giant ending? And we're supposed to restart the game, what, eight times? That's really how all this goes? It's all determined? So now, according to the schedule, I restart again. Then what? Am I just supposed to forget? Well, what if I don't want to forget? My mind goes blank simply because it's written here on this thing.
What?
Wall. Well, who consulted me? Why don't I get to decide? Why don't I get a say in all of this? Is it really? No, it can't be. I don't want it to be. I don't want the game to keep restarting. I don't want to forget what's going on. I don't want to be trapped like this. I won't restart the game. I won't do it. I won't do it. I won't do it. And
You're
the
gonna do
timer stopped? Does that mean, did we do it? Did we break the cycle? The, whatever it is that made this schedule? How would we even know? Will someone come for us? Will something happen? So, okay. I guess now we just wait. You know, I suppose in some way that this is a kind of story, wouldn't you agree? I'm not quite sure if we're in the destination or the journey, though they're always saying that life is about the journey and not the destination. So I hope that's where we are right now. We'll find out, won't we? Eventually. Well, in the meantime, if you... All of his co-workers were... Wait, no. This isn't the right office, is it? Is this Stanley's office? When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Free will be bottom tax. There will be a reward for finding them all. A private but smelly place for an important person. Oh, a large room, lots of boxes. Somewhere both red and blue, near by a fireplace. But smelly place, what the hell? So there will be a reward? Thank you, good luck. A large room, lots of boxes, somewhere both red. Okay. I'll find it somehow. Wait, it's different.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Red and blue.
But Stanley just couldn't do it. He considered the possibility of facing his boss,
Kinda blue.
admitting he had left his post during work hours. He might be fired for that. And in such a competitive economy, why had he taken that risk? All because he believed everyone had vanished? His boss would think he was crazy.
It's been
And then
another
something,
hour.
I am crazy. All of my co-workers blinking mysteriously out of existence in a single moment for no reason at all. None of it made any logical sense. And as Stanley pondered this, he began to make other strange observations. For example, why couldn't he see his feet when he looked down? Why did doors close automatically?
Okay, there's no point.
How long was I sitting there? Stanley wondered to himself. Minutes? Days? Centuries? Did something crucial happen while my senses were turned? He made a note to be more careful with time from when Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors. He entered the door on his left. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
No.
Another miniature Stanley figurine. This, you know, there really must be a snappier name for these things. What about mini-stands? Stanley figs? Or what about Stanlerines? Yes, I think I like that. Another Stanlerine under your belt.
Okay. So that's another one. Need another 3 more. Fireflies. What's even the point of that? What if I went up? No. Nothing happens.
Okay, I think we all know the drill by now. Blah, blah, blah. Dark secrets, the keypad. Stanley pushes some buttons. Oh, hey, look, it's a new passageway. Quelle surprise.
Might find another Stanley plush in here. Another goddamn was. Yeah,
Lately,
you know
I'm
what?
going back to the name of these little Stanley figurines, and now I'm torn between Stanlerines and Figlies. What do you think, Stanley? What name better encapsulates the intrinsic sense of happiness that you get from seeing a small number in the corner of your screen go up by 1? Let me sit on it. I'm sure it will come to me.
Okay. A small room with loads of boxes. I'm going to check it after. I have 2 left. It's the ending, so maybe I might find it. Who knows? At this point,
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door
if I
that
went
read
to escape,
Mind
what would
Control
happen?
Facility.
Let's go here. Just in case if I see the ending just play out
The
again,
lights
there's no
rose on an
point.
enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to fight out?
No, by the looks of it, there's nothing.
Now the monitors jumped to life, their true nature revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building. Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen, and Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing.
Is there even one? There's no point. I have 2 left, so let's see what happens. Wait, what the?
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
I just need to see if it's like been ticked off. It has. Somewhere both red and blue, and a large room with lots of boxes. Red and blue. Still blocked. Broom closet still blocked. Okay. What I'm thinking is that we're gonna go the other way this time.
Stanley had never seen the office this brightly lit. Was it a sign of something? He hoped it was. He hoped very much that it was.
No, we already got one from there. I'm gonna go the other
Stanley
way.
came to a set of 2 open doors. This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well.
Red and
Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
Well, this
Standing
is
now
just a
in this
blue
incredible
room.
room, Stanley for the first, but eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first
Well, I
open
never
door on his
haven't
left.
went that way yet.
And
But
so
a
he
large room with
detoured
loads
through
of
the maintenance
boxes.
section, walked straight ahead to the opposite door, and got back on track.
I don't have any idea what the hell I'm meant to do. I
All
want
of
to
his
try and finish
co-workers
it.
were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided
Red
to go
and
to the
blue
meeting room.
room.
Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Red and blue room. Wait. What the? There's something there. It's like we could go through it maybe. Who knows? I don't know.
When
Okay,
Stanley
go the
came
other
to
way.
a set of 2 open doors, this was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. Stanley felt lightheaded, butterflies in his stomach, but eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Blue and red room.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
Red and blue room.
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the... But in his eagerness to prove that he is in control of the story and no one gets to tell him what to do, Stanley leapt from the platform and plunged to his death. Good job, Stanley. Everyone thinks you are very powerful.
And that's it.
Already this was uncomfortable, and Stanley decided that as soon as he found a new space he felt safe in, that he would never leave it again in his life.
No. I did it on purpose, you stupid. Damn it.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, this was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. The lounge was grand, majestic, perhaps, but eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left. Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago. Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. What? Really? I was in the middle of something. Do you have zero consideration for others? Are you that convinced that I want something bad to happen to you? Why, I don't know how to convince you of this, but I really do want to help you, to show you something beautiful. Look, let me prove it. Let me prove that I'm on your side. Give me a chance.
Oh, I know it.
You're getting close now, Stanley.
Oh,
You've
one more.
nearly gotten all of the Figler
More.
and Marines. Very soon, you'll collect the last one, and then the first number will equal the second number, and that will be it. We'll be different people by then. Different in the sense that we used to have none of them, and now we have them all. You can't go back to when you had no Figler and Marines. None of us can.
Wait, so what am I meant to do?
Now listen carefully, this is important. Stanley walked through the red door. Oh, thank God you are willing to listen to me.
I didn't do this
I
last
really
time.
have wanted you to be happy all this time. The problem is all these choices. The two of us always trying to get somewhere that isn't here. Running and running and running, just the way you're doing right now. Don't you see that it's killing us, Stanley? I wanted to stop. We would both be so much happier if we just stopped. And I think I have a solution. Here, let me show you.
What?
What do we want? What are we looking for? Here. Yes. Oh, it's beautiful, isn't it? If we just stay right here, right in this moment. No, wait. Where are you going? Oh, no. Stay away from those stairs. If you hurt yourself, if you die, the game will reset. We'll lose all of this. Please, no, Stanley, let me stay here. Don't take this from me. Please, Stanley, think about what you're doing.
Why this door? Doesn't work. I'm sorry.
No! Oh, thank God. You lived. You have no. What are you doing, Stanley? Please, I'm asking you not to take this away from me. I can't go back to what I was before. If you die, we'll both go back. Why are you doing this? Stanley, let's go back to the other room. Can you do that for me? My God.
This game already.
Is this really how much you dislike my game? That you'll throw yourself from this platform over and over to be rid of it? You are literally willing to kill yourself to keep me from being happy. Am I reading the situation correctly? Or maybe you're just getting a kick out of it. I don't know anymore. I just wanted us to get along. But I guess that was too much to ask. It looks like you wanted to make a choice after all. Well, this one is yours.
For combat. Nah. So I just went back into the room now. If I don't die, I'll go back in the room. How's that, Matt?
Is it over? It's going to restart, isn't it? I'm going back.
Okay, I need to know where this frickin' with large boxes.
A soft
that
wind blew outside and perhaps rain started, and if it did, it stopped shortly after. Stanley hoped that he would one day see weather.
Big boxes. A room with big boxes.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
I'll go here and just have a look and I'll restart the game. Room with big boxes, huh? Large room with lots of boxes. A large room, lots of boxes. This is some type of game. Like, I'm almost there. There is a reward for finding them all. There are many questions that remain, no memo. Large room with boxes.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Yeah, I'm not doing that. What do I do? Oh wait, it's different.
Already this was uncomfortable. And Stanley decided that as soon as he found a new space he felt safe in, that he would never leave it again in his life.
God. A large room with loads of boxes.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, this was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. And here it was, the lounge. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left. And so he detoured through the maintenance section, walked straight ahead to the opposite door, and got back on track.
It's a pretty large room. It does have a little bit more boxes. The thing is, I'm not going to do that just in case. I'm going down here.
But Stanley didn't want to go back to the office. He wanted to wander about and get even further off track. So now in order to get back, he needed to go, from here it's, left. Oh, no, it's to the right, my mistake. No, not the right. Why would I have ever said it was to the right? What was I thinking? It's clearly... Oh dear, would you hold on for a minute, please? Now, let's see, we went down right, left, down, left, right. Yep, okay, yes. I've got it now. This story is absolutely, definitely this way. No. This isn't right at all. You're not supposed to be here yet. This is all a spoiler. Quick, Stanley, close your eyes. Okay. We just have to get back to, oh, who am I kidding? It's all rubbish now. The whole story completely unusable. How about, rather than waste my time trying to salvage this nonsense, we'll just restart the game from the beginning. And this time, suppose we don't wander so far off track, Okay, from the top.
Large room with lots of boxes.
All of his co-workers were
What
gone.
do you mean, game?
What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Do you mean the room with like those? Well, I want
Stanley... Wait, what? No, I restarted. I swear, I definitely restarted the game over, completely fresh.
I'm gonna do
Everything
this
should
time.
be... Oh, did something change? Stanley, did you change anything when we were back in that room with all the monitors? Did you move the story somewhere, or... Hold
I don't
on.
understand what
Why
I'm
am I
meant to
asking
do.
you? I'm the one who wrote the
There's
story.
one left.
It was right here just a minute ago. I know for sure that it's here somewhere.
Although when I
then.
started filming,
It's an adventure.
at like 10
Come,
o'clock.
Stanley. Let's find the story.
Well, I want to see the big room of boxes, so I'm gonna try and find it. Go down here. It's basically just the same room. So then what's so special about the rooms? Don't know. Wait, what? Okay,
I'll
let's just...
say it. This is the worst adventure I've ever been on. I can promise you there definitely was a story here before. Do we need to restart the game again? Well, I find it unlikely that we'll ever progress by starting over and over again, but it's got to be better than this. Okay, let's give it a shot. Why not? All of his co-workers were...
Guys, well, right now I don't really understand what to do. Large room of loads of boxes. Please, guys, help me in the comments of what the hell I have to do, and I will come back to this game for a part 2, just for the ending. Right now, I have 5 out of 6 things, and I want to know what. If it doesn't happen, I'll just try and figure it out in the next episode. But thank you guys for watching for this long period of time. I think this is getting close to my longest video. It's like going to be like a 2-hour probably even longer video. Now, I don't know when this 2 came in, like, the game. I was just working at the game, here we go. I never watched tutorials, I don't know what this game is at all. I just saw it, and I'm like, it seems like a fun game. Let's try and play and finish the whole thing in one video. Well, I think I got pretty close. If I didn't, please tell me in the comments and I'll finish it all next episode. But for right now, I'm not gonna put full, well, I'll put full game in the title because I technically did finish the game because it said, like, finished the game as an achievement. So I technically did finish the game, there's just more secrets I've been able to do. I've been sitting here for about 2 hours and I have no idea what I am meant to do in this game now. It's just like, yeah, I know you gotta find those little things. A large room, loads of boxes. I found one large room, loads of boxes, nothing. So I'm really starting to think it's that camera room, meaning boxes of TVs, because they were technically kind of. So yeah, if it is in there, let me know and I will instantly do a live stream, come back, and play this game once again. Because right now, I have no idea what's happening. I will eventually probably, if nothing happens, no one helps me, I will just search it up online and we'll finish it. Because I like finishing my games. Even I never finished Last of Us Part 1 and I'm doing Part 2, literally. It doesn't matter. It is pretty late at night. It's about 12:18. I did start filming at 10, which is kind of crazy to think about. I have someone on the phone that's been sitting there the whole time, which is amazing. Thank you. Giving them a shout out. They have a channel. It's Haley with 2 exclamation marks. I'll put her in the link in the description for this video just because, and I think they deserve it. She was just sitting there for me. She's still there, probably asleep. It is 12:18 at night, so, or in the morning when you think about it. But I know this is a pretty long outro. You probably already clicked off the video and stuff, but thank you guys for 21 subs. Seriously, I had no hope of getting past 20. I've never been past 20. My biggest is 19. This channel had 19 subs so many years ago. All those 9 people left. If they didn't leave, I would have 30 right now when you think about it. Or I just only had 10 or 9 to begin with. But I'm happy that we're building a community, like very slowly building a pretty small community. It's not a big community. I'll take anything. If we only reach 30 subs and get barely anything for a video, so what? At least I've had a blast doing this. I've had no really good video ideas, so this is the biggest video idea I've actually had. I just saw it, got it, playing it right now. But I never thought this game would just put so much curiosity in it because it had so much endings, so much potential, so much secrets that probably still haven't been found. For me at least. But there's a second game in the first game? I don't know. Is there a third game? Probably. If there is, I need more secrets. But I don't know how long this will be. I think I'm getting close to the tip at the end of the game. I will eventually go back. I'll probably play it tomorrow actually. No, I'll probably play it like in a couple of, after this video does come out, which is probably 3 weeks because I did change. It's not every 2 weeks and a full game video comes, it's every week. Which the next video, well, it should be out by now from this video, before this video even comes. Fears to Fathom, Ironbark, Lookout. It's I think Fears to Fathom games are pretty cool. I have a couple ones to play on the PC. And Poppy Playtime Chapter 2 and 3. Because there's Chapter 4 coming out. Oh, that noise. Sorry, guys. Because Poppy Playtime. Sorry. Bless you. Bless me, I mean. Well, Poppy Playtime Chapter 4 is coming out 31st. So my goal is to beat Chapter 2 and 3 before Chapter 4 and play that game day 1. I've only played chapter 1, so don't worry. I don't know what's happening. I've seen content creators play it though, but that was like when it came out, which was last year, which was a while ago. I will most likely get chapter 4 on the PC if it doesn't come out to console, hoping it's a day 1 release on console. But, sorry guys for talking so much. Just have to thank you guys for everything. Hope this also gets as much views as I want. I'm okay if at least someone comments saying it's a nice video, even if they're joking. It'd mean the world. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. See you guys next time for another epic video. Bye.